I'm Lake County Sheriff Peyton Grinnell. Over the last month or so, I've had several phone calls from citizens in this county concerned about the number of overdoses related to heroin. I want our citizens to know that I am aware of this serious issue. I am asking our residents to please call and let us know if you know of a location that this poison is being pushed out to our streets. You can remain anonymous. To the dealers that are pushing this poison, I have a message for you. We're coming for you. As a matter of fact, our undercover agents have already bought heroin from many of you. We are simply awaiting the arrest warrants to be finalized. So, to the dealers I say, enjoy looking over your shoulder, constantly wondering if today's the day. We come for you. Enjoy trying to sleep tonight, wondering if tonight's the night our SWAT team blows your front door off the hinges. We are coming for you. If our agents can show the nexus between you, the pusher of poison, and the person that overdoses and dies, we will charge you with murder. We are coming for you. Run.
Lake County Sheriff threatens to blow doors off hinges of suspected drug dealers. In a move that he will likely regret, Lake County Sheriff Peyton C. Grinnell will soon be internet famous for a threatening and poorly thought out Facebook video. The video, which is ostensibly meant to scare drug dealers, has since begun to go viral, but for all the wrong reasons. Claiming to have received multiple calls about heroin overdoses from the citizens, Sheriff Grinnell pledged violence and intimidation against those who dare sell the dangerous drug. As silly as the video may look, however, its implications and the ignorance behind its creation are no laughing matter. The gang in green with masks on. Probably worse than ISIS with their unconstitutional no-knock raids, wrote one Facebook user. Surrounded by his deputies in their tactical vests, who stare into the camera through their sunglasses and face masks, the sheriff encourages citizens to snitch on their neighbors who may be selling heroin. The video is produced in the same fashion as an ISIS or Al-Qaeda video, and those with enough sense are calling the sheriff out for it. I thought it was an ISIS recruitment video at first glance. So glad we both moved out of Florida. This does not make me feel safer, said one Facebook user. Chill out, Peyton, you're not Liam Neeson. What's with the masks? Yeah, undercover, then why are you putting them in front of camera at all? Why not put officers behind you that the community knows and likes? This just reminds me of one of those horrible ISIS videos, with a bunch of masked men. The sheriff is so misinformed and blinded by the profitable war on drugs that he clearly fails to realize it's his very tactics that lead to epidemics of overdoses like we are currently seeing. Because of police departments incessantly waging a violent war on arbitrary substances, the trade is forced into the black market. Because the war on drugs does nothing to curb demand, the black market, without the proper consumer checks and balances, fosters criminal behavior, substandard, and essentially, dangerous products. The silver lining to this horrendously ominous blunder is that many people aren't buying it. Thugs. No different than any other street gang committing violence against innocent people. They are the reason heroin is so dangerous. They keep legitimate manufacturers from producing safer alternatives. The sheriff fails to realize that the recent heroin epidemic is due largely in part to the fact that legal heroin, aka opioid painkillers like OxyContin, have hooked millions of people in this country. When these pain pills became harder to get, through more strict legislation, addicts then turned to heroin to feed their pharmaceutically induced addictions. What about the legal opiates that kill more than heroin and cocaine combined? No one ever wants to go to war against that. Actual heroin is not nearly as deadly as the bathtub drug cocktails being sold on the street in its place. Heroin, today, contains mostly fentanyl, a pharmaceutical compound upwards of 50 times more potent, and far deadlier, than actual heroin. Because sheriffs like Grinnell refuse to study actual data, opting for armored MRAPs, AR-15s, and violence instead, the problem of opioid overdoses has gotten seriously out of hand. How about you actually study the problem, Sheriff? This is a social issue, not criminal. It was created by the pill epidemic caused by weak laws and legislation. Then we realized the issue after they all became addicted. Now that pills are hard to get, and they turn to heroin. Many of the dealers are addicts themselves that are paying for their habit. But hey, let's just arrest everyone, and create more institutionalized criminals with records and further inundate the already backed up system. But who needs that? What does research know? Screw proactive and modern approaches, let's dress like ninjas and threaten them. And we wonder why trust in law enforcement is low. Stay safe. Grinnell would do well to read a study or two. As the Free Thought Project has reported at length, heroin overdoses can be stifled by doing the opposite of what he's advocating for. In states with legal marijuana, heroin overdoses plummet. The following comment sums it up perfectly and was likely written by someone who is an avid reader of the Free Thought Project. We're tired of you black masked drug warriors. Go home and bring back the police who investigate real crimes. Americans want prohibition ended and addicts treated by medical professionals, not Jack Boaty's thugs that literally stole more from Americans last year, through civil asset forfeiture, than all the thieves in America. End prohibition. End the drug war. Treat addiction as the medical issue it is. Instead of filling up jails and bolstering the police state, like Grinnell wants to do, they should be solving actual crimes, like murders. Instead of kicking in doors in the middle of the night, his deputies should investigate the backlog of more than 13,000 untested or unprocessed Florida rape kits currently collecting dust in departments across the state. Instead of pledging violence against individuals for their substance abuse problems, this sheriff should advocate for the decriminalization of all drugs, which would allow for safer alternatives and treatment for addiction. Sadly, it appears that this sheriff has no intention of changing. The good news, however, is that Grinnell is a dinosaur. Sheriffs like him are becoming obsolete as society continues to demand an end to the drug war. An example of this paradigm shift comes from Gloucester, Massachusetts. As the opioid epidemic came into full force in recent years, one police chief in Massachusetts had a novel idea: help drug addicts instead of throwing them in a cage. This led to the creation of the Angel program. The concept of helping addicts instead of criminalizing them has shown such success, it's been adopted by 200 police agencies in 28 states. This encouraging phenomenon shows that it's possible for law enforcement to listen to reason when it comes to drug abuse and actually helping communities. Grinnell should take notice. After watching the above video, one commenter pointed out its similarity to the video below. Notice, however, that the people in masks below are not cops.
Buenas tardes. Siendo las 2 de la tarde del día 20 de octubre del año en curso, le hacemos este comunicado a la gente de San Francisco del Rincón, Guanajuato. Somos un comando armado del cártel Jalisco Nueva Generación. Venimos a limpiar ratas, delincuentes, chapulines y a los que se hacen pasar como sicarios matando gente inocente. Nuestra guerra no es contra el pueblo ni con las autoridades, así que les pedimos nos dejen trabajar. De lo contrario, accionaremos contra todo aquel que colabore con estos delincuentes, sea cual sea su función. De igual manera, le pedimos a la población que colabore denunciando a estos delincuentes con la Sedena, ya que esta es infracturable e incorruptible. No queremos asustar al pueblo, ni que vivan inseguros. Nosotros no matamos gente inocente ni trabajadora. Estamos con ustedes. Lucharemos por recuperar un San Pancho tranquilo y sin violencia. Atentamente, Cártel Jalisco Nueva Generación.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done...
for life hating so much.
Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy.
is
You
the
work
first
for
part
us, Sheriff.
in
Just
keeping
keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea, too, that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.